get through this. Learning objective 3 here. So this is the reporting requirements for amounts that have been withheld. So remember, when do they start out? They started with the W-2. Everybody, you should be familiar with the W-2. You've been working with W-2s. You know what's on the W-2. I don't need to go through it in a bunch of detail. It summarizes everything that's been paid and withheld during the year. The W-3 summarizes is for each employer, summarizes all of the wages that they have paid during the year, all of the amounts that they have withheld for all employees during the year. Those W-3s have to match the totals that are on the W-2, and they also have to match the totals that are on the 941. You recall the 941 is what is used, and we'll review it here. I think your tax return problem is a 941, I think. Might be a W-2. I don't know. It's not as complex as what you have been doing. And by the way, chapter 10 is your last, well actually chapter 9 is your last tax return for your tax act assignment. Chapter 10, I want you have a paper to write. So it's not a long paper, but you have a paper to write. And then you're done with those. And then this unit is also the final unit test. You don't have a unit test for chapters 14 and 15.
It's a 941 for the first one, 940 for the second one, and W2 for the third.
Oh, so I got 3 of them in there for you. All right, but it's not nearly as much as not as much work as the other ones, I don't think. Especially since you've all had payroll accounting. So I'm not going to go through all of this. We know what's on the W-2. So W-3s, if you recall. So with W-3s, you do have to indicate what kind of employer you are. Most of them is going to be a 941. So this is how you reported your payroll taxes during the year, on what form you reported it on. 943, I think that's agricultural. 944, I can't remember what that one is. So if you have a household employee, you also have to issue a W-2 to that household employee. So you would have to fill out one of these W-3s. Again, this is going to be then summarize everything for the year that has been paid and withheld for all employees. There also would be amounts here for the state. I can't remember if Iowa requires these to be sent to them though, or not. Last I knew, Iowa did not require that W-2s be sent to them from the employers. All right, so there are penalties. The W-2s have to be filed by, they have to be handed out to employees by January 31st, or the first business day after January 31st. So that would be for the previous year. There are penalties if it is filed, if it's filed late. So the filing deadline though and they don't even have it here. I can't remember exactly what the filing deadline. So you've got several copies of the W-2s. You give one to the employee, at least one to the employee. Actually, usually you give 3 copies to the employee, and then you send a copy off to the IRS. You send a copy off to the Social Security Administration, so everybody knows how much everybody is making. The deadlines for sending those to the IRS and the Social Security are different from the deadlines for giving them to employees. But there are penalties if they are filed late, and you can see they're not small penalties. Let's see what else. Oh, is that it? What did I do? Did I skip over a bunch of stuff here? Employer reporting requirements. Oh, that doesn't include the 941. All right, questions about the W-2 and W-3? No, it's pretty